About that, ladies and gentlemen, we're just trying to get some technical issues. We want the stream to be as smooth for you as we possibly can. We're having a little bit of an issue there, so work with us. But I think that we're good to go now. We got the prediction. Magic says the pineapples in 5. We've got everybody in the lobby. Rocker Dad, are we ready to get this going? Yes, we are. What about you, Magic Pepperoni? Are you ready to get this going? Because it's not starting.
I am ready. I can't wait to see how these two teams compare to each other because on paper they're pretty much equals. So we'll see who's actually the better team on the day.
There we go. And we are going to get directly into it, ladies and gentlemen. The first kickoff of this best of 5 series, Galaxy versus the Pineapples. As Alex is going to get the early dunk, Michael trying to get it out of his corner. He does get it out into the midfield. Bomb going to take it away from him. He gets the shot. He sends a lobber on net. Doodle getting in front of it. Doodle there. He's going to take it up the sidewall. Doodle with the follow. Gets another touch. He doesn't have anything else. He leaves it for Michael up to Reiki. Alex on his backboard. Alex with the carry. Gets it past Michael Doodle to talk it up. Bomb is there looking for a pass. No, he takes a shot, but it's off. Reiki going to get in front of it. Cool Kyle off of the backboard gets stopped by Michael. We're seeing a lot of back and forth so far within this first minute, Magic Pepperoni. It's hard to say which team has more pressure at this point. Nobody really putting up any sort of actual numbers.
Yeah, but you can see the physicality coming through both teams. We already had one demo in the midfield, but a lot of aggressive rotations rotating through their opponent's net as looking for a little bit of mechanical play from Reiki. And how physical can you get? The air jewel bump. A little sweaty, but it's 1-0 all but nonetheless.
You'll love to see it. He takes control of the situation, gets the bump on Cool Kyle, putting it past him. You love to see it opening up like that in the first minute. Galaxy making a statement. Pineapples gonna need to step up their game if they're gonna want to keep up with these guys. Michael and Alex gonna 50. The ball's down to Bomb. Hits it up to Doodle. Doodle trying to follow it. Cool Kyle to take it away from him. Cool Kyle getting bumped, not able to follow the ball. Michael putting it off of the backboard. Bomb missing the touch, and Doodle is there. He's going to sink it in an open net.
I mean, just complete overcommit. Looks like Kyle was not in control of that ball. And then I'm not sure who the second man was. I think it was Alex. Kind of tried to dive in and relieve the situation from being any disaster, but it just made it worse, and Bomb can't make the read. So Galaxy, nice 2-0 start. Not much work to be done on their own. Kind of some mistakes going through, and Reiki with a nice play to give him a 2-goal lead early on.
Michael trying to get a shot on net. Not able to generate much offensive power. Doodle almost finding a ricochet shot, sneaking one past, but the defense of the Pineapples pick up on it. Alex, 50's in the mid. Gets pinched all the way across to the other side, rolling up the wall. Cool Kyle's there. He gets a shot, but Doodle makes an easy save. Doodle getting a flick past Bomb in the midfield. Doodle again, but can't get it through Alex. Out of the corner, Michael's there. It's going to bounce off the post, but Reiki to finish things off. Now, Galaxy leading by 3.
Yeah, Pineapple's kind of asleep on defense. Bomb, another crucial whiff. That's the second one in a row and the second goal in a row resulting from the whiff. I mean, at what point do you have to just change your play style? Because sitting in the net and waiting for them to shoot the ball at you as they're doing right now, it's not really working.
It's certainly not working. They still got almost half a game. Bomb with the clapback, getting the assist off of Alex.
I mean, that's just a good touch from Alex. He's the first to it off the kickoff, and Bomb, he's making up for the whiffs, cuts at least half of them off the scoreboard, and puts it back in a 2-goal game. And kickoff goals are definitely a way you can get back from a 3-0 deficit this early on in the game.
It certainly is, and I was wondering if we were going to see Alex show up at all tonight. If it's the same Alex from last season, he played on the Melons. He was on the prospect team, so he actually jumped over Challenger entirely, went straight into the rival league. So I was really interested to see how he was going to be performing in the rival league. Bomb catching another assist, this time off of Cool Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, Alex is cracked out of his mind, but when he can sit back playing the third man and watch his teammates go to work, that is just perfectly executed, attacking the net. Doodle doesn't have a prayer. And just like that, it's a 1-goal game. The Pineapples slowing down things and playing their game, playing their style, and it's working.
Certainly is, and they've got plenty of time now that they've been able to find the net twice in quick succession. They are only down by one with over 2 minutes left on the clock. Doodle with a soft touch out to the middle. Reiki's there, puts it a little bit high, trying to follow it up. Bomb gonna stuff that one out. Cool Kyle to take control, gets beat out by Doodle, who puts it out of the corner. Bomb missing his touch, but Reiki just a little bit too slow. Puts it off the backboard. Michael gonna finish it for him. And now Galaxy once again up by 2.
I mean, that all started from the demo coming through on the back line, and then another whip comes through from Bomb, as you pointed out, and it just made too much pressure for 3 people sitting flat-footed in the net, no boost, easy shot for the attacker, and just like that, back to 2-goal lead for the Pineapples, or excuse me, for Galaxy.
We'll have to see if the Pineapples are able to recover from this. They still got a lot of life left in them, I'm sure. Bomb taking a shot. Doodle there to make the stop, though. Reiki looking for the double. Doesn't need it, as the ball is just going to bounce off post and go in. Once again, Galaxy commanding this game with a 3-point lead.
Reiki with the hat trick, just a pre-flip, and gets the perfect slot into the back left where the goalie cannot get there in time. And Galaxy kind of heating up here after a little comeback attempt from the Pineapples. It is shut down instantly and back to a 3-goal lead.
Now, whatever mistakes Galaxy made that allowed Pineapples to get those 2 quick goals, they completely shut that down. They closed that hole, and they are back on their offense, which is seemingly so incredible so far just in this first game. I'm interested to see how the rest of it goes. Michael with a huge boom on Bomb, and his teammate just not able to get an accurate shot on net there, Magic. I mean, that they were about to just completely take over with that goal.
I mean, Reiki had a good play going, gets bumped to the ceiling, and uses the reset to actually get another touch off the backboard, and almost finds a clip, but just couldn't get the angle down with no boost left to go. So, I mean, I don't think it'll end up mattering, but it does kind of show you that this Galaxy team is here to play, and even right there, with the ball halfway in their net, they can't get one, is the Pineapples. So, I guess it's chalk it up and go to game 2, because they're getting assaulted on defense right now.
Yeah, it's definitely looking more and more like one of those situations. In the final 30 seconds, Pineapples have to find the net 3 times to even send this thing into overtime. So this is probably one of those situations where you're just going to keep going, but you've already put this game behind you. You're already looking forward to game number 2, trying to get as much momentum in the final seconds of this game as you can to carry on over. Doodle trying to do the exact opposite, slow things down and run the clock out. The final seconds tick down. Galaxy only need the ball to touch the ground to officially claim game number 1 as a victory.
Yeah, and I mean, I do want to point out Cart not playing in this game, by far their highest MMR player. So that might be playing a little bit of a role in being blown out in game 1 by Galaxy. This is a team I projected to win the series, but that's with Cart in the starting roster, and we'll see if they can overcome the adversity that is before them. With Galaxy playing really well, Reiki is feeling himself mechanically, and his teammates are molding perfectly around him. We'll see how they bounce back in game 2, because you do not want to go to a reverse sweep situation on stream for your first stream match of the season without your starting roster.
That's true, and I think the Pineapples, that little light that they showed us in game number 1 there, where they got the 2 quick goals, I think if they could highlight that and try and extend that, what they did there, finding each other, finding the pass plays, finding the backboard, and keeping the rotations tight, I think that they can actually put up a good match against this Galaxy roster. But if they're not careful, Galaxy, just like this right here, if they're not careful, Galaxy is going to run away with this one quickly.
I mean, this is just bad positioning by Cool Kyle there. You can see both his teammates committed for the ball, and he just wanders up the midfield. And Michael, he's all over the ball. You cannot have that happen so early on in the game. And whether it's roster issues or not, they're not used to this 3 being set. Either way, you gotta have enough Rocket League sense to not kind of creep up right there. So we'll see if they can recover from their mistakes and show the potential that we know this team has.
Doodle in the mid. Bomb going to try and take control. Cool Kyle having a 50. Doodle back on it. The ball bounces up. Michael trying to find Reiki. He does. Reiki back to Michael. Michael can't get the shot through. It's going to bounce off of the defender's car. But seeing Galaxy set up that pass play right there, Magic, that is dangerous. This is already, a little bit of a mistake, though, on the defensive side. Is Cool Cow going to sneak one through?
Yeah, it's just a mistouch from Doodle is all it is. He tries to get the pinch off the sidewall. He knows he's third man. Has to make something happen to buy time. And what he ends up doing is pass it right to the midfield. And Cool Kyle, he let the last one go through. He is going to capitalize on the Doodle mistake and tie us back up at 1 apiece.
Yeah, I know that mistake all too well myself, Magic. I make that mistake all the time, especially being a heavy third man. I got it. You got it. Sometimes you just got to make the touch, and sometimes it doesn't work out for you. As oh my, Galaxy almost finding another mechanical goal there, but Pineapple's doing a lot better so far, Magic. Just in general, they haven't let Galaxy through as much, and they're keeping this a tied game right now.
Yeah, whenever Galaxy slows things down and plays their rotations, they are hard to beat. But whenever they kind of creep up a little too much, overcommit a little too much, you can see the counterattacks from Pineapple start to take form. Back pass does come through, and buying a lot of time. Here's Alex, but getting bumped off the ball. That's what they want to see him do in this team. He's a very mechanical player, as you mentioned, a former, really an all-star for the Melons. So you would love to see him come into his own on the Pineapples and carry this team to a huge win over Galaxy.
We'll see if he's able to do just that. This Cool Kyle gonna miss his touch. Alex gonna get the clear, sending it all the way down, bouncing up in the corner of Galaxy. Cool Kyle's there. He gets the touch, tries to pancake it, but Reiki's there to clear it off to the side. Reiki with the mistouch does get the bump on Alex, allowing Michael to come in and get a touch on the ball. Doodle's there off the backboard. Reiki can't get in front of the ball. Michael in the midfield finding Doodle. The mistouch comes out. Cool Kyle going to take possession. Cool Kyle trying to slow things down in the corner. Alex is there to help him out. Reiki sending it off to the side with the double touch. Sends it over the midline. Reiki again looking for the double touch in. You can't give that man space. He's just going to destroy it.
He just 1v3'd the entire length of the field. Gets to the perfect double tap off sidewall. Into the double tap off the backboard. I mean, we know he's capable of this. This is Reiki. Everybody knows the name, and he's making sure the Pineapples remember the name.
Yeah, and it's looking like it might be a Reiki season so far. I mean, this man is looking insane. It looks like he went and did all his reps last week, and he is just out here crushing. And I mean, that's not even to take away from the rest of the Galaxy roster either. I mean, they're kind of quiet right now, and he's definitely standing out among them, but Doodle has been a defensive powerhouse so far during this match. Cool Kyle getting his second goal and putting Pineapples on his back here, Magic Pepperoni, keeping him alive right now.
Yeah, looked like a mistouch off backboard into a double commit. Michael doesn't get the touch as he comes to the ground, and another easy goal for Cool Kyle. He just puts it in. So it is how we pointed out how this Pineapples team has to play the series, wait for the over-aggression to come through, and the double commits that do eventually happen when you play such a fast play style as Galaxy does. So tie game, and we'll see if Pineapples can get some kind of offense of their own, some hard-earned goals.
Yeah, they're really going to need to do something, as this Galaxy roster is just looking too hot. You cannot let them get control of this ball. And they've been doing a pretty good job so far. Reiki is here with it, gets the touch. Oh my! It gets over Cool Kyle, and then Doodle with that disgusting pinch.
I mean, that's just disgusting. That's unlucky. Top corner. What can you do?
Wow. Yeah, that's true. That's just, what can you do about that? Well, you just got to move on to the next. Galaxy taking the lead 3-2 now with 1:20 left on the clock. Pineapples, though, looking very capable here in game number 2. Wouldn't be surprised if they're able to find a bucket here pretty quick to tie us back up, as they've been doing pretty much this entire game too. Michael in the corner, gonna follow it. Bomb sends it all the way out. Alex is there, beats out the defender. Doodle out of the corner, straight to Cool Kyle, up to Michael, who booms it all the way across. Reiki just jumped a little too early, couldn't get up to that ball. Gonna miss another touch. Michael there. Doodle pops it up, but not able to follow it. Reiki's there off the backboard, can't get an accurate shot on net. Doodle trying to follow, trying to carry. Bomb's there. It looks like 3 players there, but nobody really gets a good touch on the ball. Cool Kyle with the low 50, but can't get it past the second defender. 30 seconds remain as Reiki sends it. Oh, narrowly missing. Hitting off the post. Bomb pancakes it in his own backboard. Alex there to clear it away. 17 seconds left on the clock. Reiki, Bomb taking it away. Pineapples need to do something here and now, or they are looking to go down 2-0 in the series. Final seconds. Alex out of the corner. Alex gonna lose out to Reiki. Reiki getting it through and putting it in, rubbing some salt in the wound with a last-second goal.
When Reiki's feeling himself, there's not much you can do, and whether that was a hard-earned goal or not doesn't really matter. 1 second left to go. It's just a formality here on kickoff as a 2-0 series lead for Galaxy. And I mean, really a 2-0 series lead for Reiki. This guy just hard carried this last game and just willed the Galaxy across the finish line in what was a close game. Some overcommits coming through made it a lot tighter than you'd probably expect after watching the Game 1 scoreline, but Reiki was having none of it. And he's going to end this Game 2 with a 2-goal win and a 2-goal performance. And now we go to Game 3. Pineapples, it's now or never. I really want to see Alex step up with the mechanics. We saw a flip reset attempt come through. It didn't really come into any promising shot effort. And it will be a 2-0 series lead for Galaxy heading to Game 3.
Yeah, this is a tough position to be in if you're a Pineapple. I don't envy them at all. I've been in it far too many times. And I mean, to be honest, them being able to reverse sweep Galaxy, I think Galaxy's playing too good for that to happen. Maybe they can make it happen. You know, I would love to see it, love to see the Game 5, but I think Galaxy is just feeling themselves. I think they're in that groove, and I think they're going to be unstoppable. And I mean, we keep shouting out Reiki, but Doodle has been doing a really good job on the goal line and in the midfield. He's been making a lot of stops in the midfield and finding a way to feed it, not only to Reiki but to Michael as well. And if they keep that up, I mean, Pineapples are going to be hard pressed in this final game, or what might possibly be this final game.
Yeah, and really you got to see some backward defense from the Pineapples, because that double tap never happens if you don't have 2 or 3 people sitting in net. So I do want to see them change how they play against the attack coming through. It's a lot of bang off backboard and wait for the second man to have the shot come on for Galaxy. So a backboard defender would do worlds of help to relieve some pressure and maybe get some counterattack goals coming through, and they don't need a counterattack if Doodle's going to be the... I mean, he's been playing great defense, as you mentioned, but just everybody misses eventually, and unlucky for Doodle, that was that time.
Yeah, I mean, that's nothing else you can do except for go for that. And if you miss it, I mean, you got an empty net, just as we saw. Alex not going to miss a shot like that. I don't think really any rival player is going to miss a shot that easy. I think even most novice players could put that one in. Cool Kyle getting the flip reset, but not able to generate anything off of it. As Bomb's going to get a big stop there in the box. Reiki trying to keep it alive. Bomb down to Alex. Alex with the boop to send it across. Michael putting it out. Alex in the midfield. Up to Doodle. And we're getting a bunch of back and forth ping pong so far. Reiki coming in. That was dangerous, but he's not going to make the touch. Bomb to get that one out off of the backboard. Nobody from Galaxy was back, but likewise, nobody from Pineapples was up. Cool Kyle finding an open net. Galaxy looking like they're in chaos defensively this game.
Yeah, demo comes through. Reiki tries to touch it upfield to get back to it, but just way too powerful, and it's right to Cool Kyle, who just finishes off the play as Doodle's on the sidewall, so nobody in net with the demo coming through. And just like that, Pineapples looking like their old selves that we saw in Week 1, a team that actually had a better performance if you go game by game, as I think they only dropped the 3 games, and we'll see how they do handling this reverse sweep situation. If they have any more life in them, because a 2-0 start is very nice to see.
Yeah, that's precisely what they needed to start getting back into the groove, and there we go. Alex, out of nowhere, gonna take advantage of what looked to be a pass from Doodle.
I mean, a little ground pitch. Nonetheless, Alex puts a powerful enough shot where the defensive player racing back can't do it. And that is 2 minutes gone by or so, a minute and a half gone by, and a 3-goal deficit for an offense that we know Galaxy is capable of coming back with how much firepower they have. So let's see if they can get it cooking before it's too late.
Yeah, they're gonna need to, because I don't know if you remember. Well, I'm sure you do remember. In game one, we saw that little glimmer of what we're seeing with the Pineapples right now. It was like 2 goals within 30 or 45 seconds, quick succession, and now we're seeing that again. And if Galaxy's not careful, oh, they're gonna run up the score. Cool Kyle finding his second goal of game number 3.
I mean, where's the defense? Michael's by himself for a solid 10 seconds. Doodle and Reiki nowhere to be seen. And that's just an easy beat on one man and then an open net. So Galaxy, they need to focus on their defense before they worry about scoring. They're going to be down 6-0 before they get on offense.
Yeah, to be honest, this is crazy to see Galaxy for the first 2 games pretty much shut down the Pineapples offense almost entirely, to go from that to getting scored on 4 times in 2 minutes. That is a stark contrast. But will Galaxy be able to pull it back? They still have time.
Oh.
Doodle finding the pass in the mid or in front of the net, but Cool Kyle with some huge, oh man, Alex coming through. I think that is, yes, a hat trick for the boy.
That was such a great pass by Reiki down to Doodle, but an even better save coming through. And then another easy finish. Bomb with barely any stats going on, but still 5-0. Just shows how good his teammates can be when they're clicking. And when you hit Bomb come online, you know this is going to be a scary roster. 5-0 right now. The defense is not there for Galaxy.
No, they were not. I guess they were not anticipating Pineapples to be able to turn it on like this. To be 100% honest with you, I wasn't anticipating it either, but I'm loving it. Bomb with another one, extending the lead for Pineapples to 6.
I mean, every single time we've seen them get scored on, it's one person back who can't make a solid play, and the last 2 are nowhere to be seen. It needs to stop happening, or this is going to get real ugly. There's still 2 minutes left to play, Psycho, and Pineapples have doubled their scoreline from the entire series.
Yeah, they have. And they're on track for a 10-0 game if Galaxy is not careful. And to be honest, I don't think that you could ask for a better setup to a reverse sweep than starting off your first one 10-0. That would be insane. Reiki with the squishy save. Doodle putting it dangerously in front of his net. Bomb not going to go for that one, though. Doodle able to follow it up and clear it out. Alex is back, puts it down. Kyle catches it in the mid, out of the corner, but he can't finish the touch. The ball is going to get sent up to Doodle. Doodle getting it past almost everybody, but I don't think he can finish this off the backboard. Michael's there and going to finally sink it. Galaxy breathes life.
What am I watching, dude? This is Champ 1-3's gameplay. Nobody knows what to do. They're just diving at the ball. You can see 5 people and one little camera pan, and somehow that ball goes top right. And I mean, if anything, if you're the Pineapples, you're just telling yourself Brazil and brushing that goal to the side.
That's all I'm thinking as well. But that's not all Reiki's thinking, but he's not able to sink that one in. Cool Kyle to send it away. Michael missing his touch in the midfield. Reiki going up on the ceiling, trying to follow. Alex gonna beat him to it. Bomb 50's through. Bomb with the follow out of the corner of Galaxy. Gets the bump on Michael, but Cool Kyle a little late to the party. Alex trying to sink it his third. Doodle to send it away. Bomb getting up in the business, but he can't follow it up. Reiki gonna take possession in the midfield. Gets the second touch off the sidewall. Alex taking his time, gonna get demoed by Michael. Doodle gets it past the defender. Whoa, Cool Kyle with a huge save. Alex looking for the counter play. but isn't able to get it. Bomb missing the ball, but getting a double demo on Galaxy. Alex taking a shot. Reiki not going to let that one go through. Reiki going to stick with it, bounce through a teammate and get the save. Alex taking
No.
another shot, but Reiki is too fast defensively. He is not going to get Braziled on stream. Absolutely no, sir. Alex is there. Reiki is as well. And Cool Kyle wants the Brazil, but it's not gonna happen. Pineapples taking their first win of the series. Woo!
Dude, Alex hit the most wide open net of all time. It hits it the one place that a diving defender could save the Brazil. I'm salty. But either way, I mean, 6-1 feels all the same at the end of the day in a situation where you need 3 in a row. So if they can replicate any of the offense that they had in this last game, going into game 4 and 5, what do you do with your Galaxy? Because they did not look good. It's straight up, they did not look good at all. There was a lot of double commits, a lot of times where they were on offense, and within 2 seconds, it was in their own net. So we'll see how they answer a completely change of pace from the Pineapples as we head to Forbidden Temple, and maybe we have a game 5 on the horizon.
Maybe we do. We will have to see how game number 4 goes. Will Pineapples be able to carry the tremendous amount of momentum that they generated in game number 3? Or will their match end right here, right now? Galaxy still on match point. So if they're able to turn it back on in this match, or in this game, the way that they did in game 1 and game 2, then they can end it all right here, right now, and walk away with the W. Pineapple's defense is holding on strong so far. Cool Cow getting it past 2, but can't get it through the 3rd. Reiki up to make the save, up to Doodle, falling off of the wall. Bomb trying to get in front of it. Cool Cow gonna make the catch. Cool Cow trying to take things slow, but the double commit coming out from the Pineapples. Doodle can't get it through. Bomb gonna 50 with him. Reiki gets it past 1 off the sidewall. Cool Kyle sending that one all the way down, and nobody from Galaxy back in time to make this save. 1 minute gone, and now Pineapple's up by 1.
I mean, what did I say, Psycho? Within 2 seconds of being on offense, it's in Galaxy's net. It makes no sense. But once again, a little overcommit comes through. Reiki can't take control of it. And a boomer comes through from Kyle. And a 1-0 lead. And a very well-earned 1-0 lead. After spending the whole game on defense, Galaxy has nothing to... or Pineapples had nothing to show for it. Until Michael finishes it off right here. That was all the pressure. They couldn't get a goal. And within 5 seconds of offense, they got a goal here. Makes no sense.
Yeah, I mean, I can't make sense of it either, but it happened. And Michael showing up for his team. I don't want to speak ill, but I think that might have been his first goal of the night. Was that? Can you confirm that?
Actually, might have been. I think he had 1 goal in game 1. But I think that's all he's had.
Okay, bet. Well, Michael, I mean, showing us that he's still got something going on, Michael. But Reiki going to help him out. Reiki sticking with it. And we see Alex going to take control, gets it past 1. Michael there in the midfield, takes it down. Cool Kyle trying to stay with it. Reiki to take it away from him, but Bomb immediately sending it back as we ping pong back and forth. A little over 3 minutes left on the clock, and we're still tied at 1. Galaxy still up 2-1 in the series. Pineapples looking to take this win in game number 4 to force the game number 5 and hopefully pull down the W for themselves. Reiki sends it up. Doodle out of the corner. Reiki's there, but he can't get the angle. Michael missing his touch. Cool Kyle got time. Reiki gets back on him. Coming off the backboard, Alex is there. His touch is going to go a little bit wide out to the mid. Alex missing his touch. Reiki looking dangerous, but Cool Kyle gets it away from him.
Oh my god.
Cool Kyle making a huge stop as Michael tries to send that one through. Halfway through game number 4, Pepperoni. There's a lot of back and forth in this one. There's been a little bit in previous games, but this one seems to be going back and forth in the midfield a lot.
It sure does, and I think the big difference maker right now, as another save comes through, is the defense from the Pineapples. All these shots that were finding the back of the net in the early games are just not doing so anymore. And another overcommit comes through. If Kyle can get this bump, but Reiki makes the play. And I want to call it cool Kyle because we saw in, I think, game two, as third man wanders up too far and gives up a goal that kind of ended the game. And you can see just like 30 seconds ago, lost back 1v3, makes multiple saves. And that shows whenever they play their game and they play it correctly, this team is so good at their roles. And an incredible redirect by Bomb. Pineapples are looking good. And I'm willing to say it. If they get one more goal, this is probably over because their defense is not letting anything else right now.
Yeah, they have filled in all the cracks in their defensive wall from games 1 and 2. They have been just unseemingly unstoppable. They're not running away with game 4 like they did game number 3, but I think that's a testament to Galaxy, putting their serious pants on. They might have sort of underestimated what the Pineapples were capable of whenever they went into game number 3, and it just got away from them too quickly for them to be able to pull it back. But you can see that they're playing with a little bit more respect on the Pineapples game here as we enter into the final minute. We're still locked in at 1 point for both of these teams. And Reiki take it up the sidewall, trying to follow it. Bomb gonna get in front of him. Doodle getting bumped off. Alex is there, but he gets blocked by Michael. Reiki's looking for it. He's gonna find it. Good turn from him. 38 seconds left on the clock, putting Pineapples behind by 1.
Those were the plays that kept getting Galaxy scored when that third man just went a little too far, makes the risky challenge. That time, Michael gets the dunk, and it results in a goal. I mean, they had to change something. They were not finding the net, and finally they go a little over aggressive, and it pays off this time. And we'll see if Pineapples can get a counterattack because some whiffs coming through, but Reiki, he's in the air, and he has boost. Can't make the play. 30 seconds left to go. What can the Pineapples do?
Whatever they can do, they need to do it. They have 20 seconds to find the back of that net, or they walk home with the loss here tonight. And Alex's shot gonna bounce off of the post. The final 10 seconds, Doodle doing everything in his power to wind down the clock. Alex getting control, almost gets the flick. Reiki going to demo him the final second. Can the Pineapples keep it up? No. Galaxy gonna put it down and take the W in the last 45 seconds of that game. That was peak strategy.
Reiki just saying, no, sir, this game is over. This series is ours. And they're not letting this get to that game five where I had confidence in Pineapples taking the series. They're going to finish it right here on game four at Forbidden Temple. And that was a hell of a game compared to what we saw in the previous ones. Bunch of blowouts and then absolute like nail biter between these two teams that were very even, but didn't really show it in games 1 and 2 and 3. But game four, I wish every one of those games were like that because that was good performance for both teams, and a really painful loss for the Pineapples because they were really starting to heat up. You could feel it. End of the day, when Reiki's on, this Galaxy team is something else.
That's very true. I agree, man. I think if the Pineapples had been able to win game number 4, they would have. I think they would have been greased up to win game number 5 too. I think it would have been hard at that point for Galaxy to stop them. So it was good that for Galaxy that they were able to stop them in game number 4 and not allow them to force that game number 5. And hey, that's at the end of the day, that's what winning the first 2 games of the series is all about. Gives you that ability to sort of let one of these games go and not have to worry about it as much. That's exactly what they did, and they pulled down the W. Hats off to Galaxy. Congratulations to them. Appreciate all the players that showed up tonight, showing up and playing, showing us your skill. Fantastic performance from everybody. Unfortunately, there's always got to be a winner and a loser. Likewise, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for showing up for our first match of the night. We got 2 more matches coming to you tonight. Whenever we come back from break, we're going to be going to the Novice League where we have the 2-0 Aurora, so undefeated, going up against the also undefeated Kiwis. One of these two guys got to go home with a loss today, so you're going to see an undefeated streak end in the next match. Magic Pepperoni, I appreciate you joining me here in the booth, my man. It's always a pleasure casting with you.
It was fun. I wish we could have gotten that game five. We felt so close, but Galaxy was feeling it. So
Oh, and yeah, I agree, man. Those were dude, game 5 would have been so good because it was just really starting to heat up. But you know, Galaxy pulling it in. So that's what they do. And also, before we leave, real quick, on a small break, by the way, we're just going to take a quick break, but I want to do a couple of shout outs for, I'm going to mess this up. I'm so sorry. Balthier the 13th, subscribe for 1 month. Shout out to you. Thank you, sir. And a shout out to blessed_live1 who subscribed with Prime. Appreciate you as well. Good sir. Shout outs to both of y'all. Thanks everybody who showed up. Stick around. We're going to take a little break, probably about 6 or 7 minutes before we get back into that novice action. You don't want to miss it.
Bending over backwards just to let you in. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the I'm sick of fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the
I got a headache, cause you've been running through my mind all damn day. The stilettos, they echo around my brain, driving me insane. Your body could build my grave with leather and lace. You take all my breath away with that face. Cause she's drop dead gorgeous. I think she knows it. I think she knows it. That she's drop dead gorgeous. I think she knows it. But if she ever asked, I would just drop dead, just drop dead, just drop dead, just drop dead. I think she knows she's making John Doe's everywhere she goes. Elvira inspired from head to toe, Tony meant to go. Your body could build my grave with leather and lace. You take all my breath away, that face. Cause she's drop dead gorgeous. I think she knows it. I think she knows it. that she's drop dead gorgeous. I think she knows it, but if she ever left, I would just drop dead, just drop dead, just drop dead, just drop dead. She's got all the boys pulling daisies, but she'll leave you pushing them all. The boys pulling daisies, but she'll leave you pushing them. Your body could build my grave with leather and lace. You take all my breath away, that face. 'Cause she's drop dead gorgeous. I think she knows it, I think she knows it, that she's drop dead gorgeous. I think she knows it, but if she ever left, I would just drop dead, just drop dead, just drop dead, just drop dead.
Buggles, I'm doing great. I'm doing great here. Just saw my Pinnacle team took a W, and we just had a great match on stream in the last one. I thought the reverse sweep was about to be a possibility. I'm waiting, Puggles. I'm waiting to send out that reverse sweep announcement. It's like it's like one of those things. It's like you just dream of it. You want to send out a reverse sweep announcement, but unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. But hey, maybe we'll get one here with Aurora taking on Kiwis. Well, Puggles, both these teams coming in 2-0, and I also realized I didn't send them the lobby info, so that's why they're not joining. So I just realized that is not a fact that I learned, but it is something that I realized at this very moment. I was like, why are they not joining the lobby? Oh yeah, you got to send them the lobby info. But yeah, both these teams coming in 2-0, and well, maybe Puggles, maybe you could take over for a second while I get these guys actually in the lobby so we can get the game going.
Time they went 3-1 against Diffusion and 3-2 against Vandals. So Vandals, they're looking like a good team. But unfortunately, that's not what this series is about. It's about Aurora and Kiwis. So it looks like we got everyone up here in the lobby here, Rocketman. So I just got to ask you for your prediction, and then we can kick it off right away.
Well, Puggles, I also have to apologize because not only did I not send the lobby info, but I had you muted until very recently. So, well,
Well,
I know. This
wow.
this one's on me. This one's on me. I wasn't expecting to be casting it. Well, I knew I was going to be casting this room, so I apologize. I will take the hit. Puggles, I will say he gave a great intro. You guys missed it, but I'm sure you can read lips. I'm sure we had some lip readers in the chat. They were like, "Man, he's really giving his heart and soul out here in this one," and I think they appreciate that. But I'm going with Aurora in this one. I was looking, it's hard to say early on in the season about who's going to be, the best, who are going to win these matches. But I'm liking this Aurora squad. I liking who they got on their team. So I'm going to rock with Aurora here. I'll give it a 4. I'll give it Aurora in 4. But I could see this one going to 5. It just depends on how things go here, and we're going to have to see. As I think, we're going to get everyone joined up in here and get things rolling.
As everyone loads up here, on the purple side for Aurora, we got Mr. Marino, Chancellor, and Dorfin. Pretty sure that's how you say it. And then Kiwis, it is Music, Dre, and Twisted Hydro. So, like I said, or as I didn't say actually, the big name here to look out for is Mr. Marino. He's been an OG and he's been a novice as long as I can remember, which is quite a long time here, Rocker Man.
Sure, there are some Nemesis OGs for sure, and yeah, Nemesis has been around for a long time, but there are a lot of a lot of famous faces and a lot of new faces as well. As Dorfin is coming in, putting a statement on this one as he takes the first goal here, giving Aurora the early lead.
A big early goal here from Aurora. They might have started out a little bit slower in their previous 2 series this season, but now they're really starting to get it going early as the season goes on. And the ball once again in this Kiwi half, it seems like even though we're only 30 seconds in, it just has not been able to find the purple half for very long. As now Dre throwing it off the backboard, takes a shot on that Chancellor. Oh, he was able to control it at the last second, able to save it away. And Auroras are going to hold on to that 1-0 lead as Chancellor up in the air, put on target. Twisted Hydro needed to get back just in time as he looks to break it down all the way to the other side of the field. Mr. Marino able to cut it off. Twisted Hydro with a demo on the back end, but Dorfin Throws it off the backboard. Marino there, not able to capitalize. Now Chancellor off of the respawn. Goes up the wall. Gets a touch with it. Dre, a bit of an awkward position. Just kind of floating around. It's Twisted Hydro. Stays there. Dorfin. Mistouch to Music. Music pops it over one. Can't get the 50 past Marino. And we've seen the midfield get battled out here a little bit, Rocker Man. And I just gotta ask, which team do you think has that momentum? Just kidding, Dorfin, he's gonna score his second goal.
Yeah, and I think he's going to answer your question for you, Puckles. He says we have the momentum there as they put a shot towards it. A little bit of a whiff there. What the bouncer. You love a good bounce shot as they put it in the back of the net. And Dorfin really stepping up. I was hearing a bit about Dorfin. That was part of my reason for picking Aurora here. Obviously, we know Marino. We've seen Chancellor was on the Vandals a while back there, I believe, season 5 maybe. Oh my goodness, and full down attempt that coming out there. As we do have to remember as well. I was talking, hyping up Dorfin and Aurora, but we do have to remember, Puggles, that a lot of these guys in the Novice League with the raised MMR boundaries, like, a Novice is going to be way better than what people may expect from previous seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. A huge step up, and it seems like the MMR just keeps on going up, much to my dismay, as I get stuck.
The very top of Prospect.
Literally the top of Prospect, yeah. But Marino, I mean, these guys, they seem to be working so well together here, Rocker Man. A great draft for this novice team, as they're up 2 here with half the game remaining. Kiwis, they've had chances that have come few and far between. They've gotten only a few shots, only 4 shots on target, which is more than the Auroras, but the quality of these shots, I really can't speak to how well they've been so far.
Aurora definitely had some good quality shots. Kiwis, maybe not as many, but they've had a couple of close attempts for sure. And going back to the drafts here, I think both these teams have had good drafts with new GMs. You got Cool Kyle coming in here as the Fruit Ninjas GM, getting this roster for the Kiwis, and then you have DJD taking over as the Space GM. GM is, oh my goodness, the pinch attempt is just going to go a little bit high. You got to respect it. And the follow, it's off the post. The Kiwis, oh my goodness. And that is quality attempts there, Puckles, for sure. It's both those shots. So very close.
Yeah, but they don't quite go in, and that's really what this Kiwi team needs right now. Is Dre looking for another double tap? Oh! He almost gets it, goes off the crossbar. Both of them goes up, but Dorfin able to save it away in time. Hydro, he collects the corner boost. He's gonna keep it close to the wall here. Sticks right behind it, gets past 2. Just has to send it mid. That's a good pass there, but Dre not wanting to go up for it. Maybe a little out of the comfort zone. As he tries to 50, Marino gets it in front of the net. Twisted Hydro able to put it on target. And the Aurora defense seemed to just break down a little bit there, Rocker Man.
Yeah, just a little bit in. I think there's a rotation out for Boost potentially. Yeah, I think Chancellor or Dorfin got a little bit caught out. Maybe not having Boost, just expecting a touch to come through, but it did not come through. And the Kiwis, they get their first goal of the stream, so kind of get that out of the way. And with a minute left, they're more than in this game, and we'll see if they can battle back here. Or if this ball's just going to find the net, but they save it away.
Yeah, Twisted Hydro once again. He's coming up big on the defensive end. So he has 2 of them. Chancellor, he manages to reach the ball there. Now Dorfin walking it down to the other half. Chancellor there, throws it off the corner. Pops up a little awkward, but this Kiwi team seems to love to go for those demos, open up the backspace. This Dre steals the boost. Mr. Marino pre-jumping it, gets out mid. Dre has to throw it off the backboard, goes straight down. It's dangerous. But Dre able to clean up after his mistake. Chancellor off the corner, tries to beat Hydro, but Hydro able to save it away. And now Kiwis looking to get it out, but it gets shut down in the midfield. Hydro over to Dre. Dre off the backboard. He's going to try and follow it. Doesn't quite get the touch. And now, final 10 seconds. Stuck on the Aurora half. Ball's popped up loose. Music puts it on target. Marino gets 2 saves, and it's going to touch the ground. Aurora, they came out strong in the beginning, and they're going to take the game here.
Oh, listen, not for the Kiwis' lack of trying there at the end, Puggles. I mean, that was about as close as it gets at the end there for the Kiwis. I thought, if there's just a second more on the clock, Puggles, and then the shot may have come through and they could have tied it up and sent it to overtime. But Aurora, They built enough of the lead there with their roster. Solid performance. Mr. Marino leading the way with 4 saves on his team there. So really a solid start for Aurora and a good first win in this series.
Kiwis, they definitely looked great as well. They had 11 shots throughout that game, and they're only able to convert once. So we got to look to Kiwis and try and sharpen up that what is it, goal to shot differential. You know, make sure that they get in at least a few more because they had the opportunities, but they just couldn't quite put them away. And I think that's really what did them in that last game, Rocker Man.
Yeah, definitely. I think accuracy is probably the word you're looking for there, Puggles. And if they can turn that around here, get some more accurate shots here, and put these shots on target, you know, like you said, 11 shots is a lot of shots here. And if they can just put a couple of those towards the net, like this one, oh my goodness, what a huge save! They'll have a good shot. But you don't sleep on this Aurora defense. We saw the saves coming through, and you know we only saw them out of position really once, and Kiwis capitalized on it, but the defense has been solid, and you love to see it. Defense will definitely win you some games here, and as they say, defense wins championships. So we'll see if the Aurora defense continues to play strong, or if the Kiwis can break through and tie the series up.
Yeah, but now the ball, it's been kind of sitting on this purple half so far as Dorfin tries to break the mold, but Dre just up faster, gets it over him. Chancellor throwing it into the corner. Dre already up in the air, gets a double touch in the corner, looks for the bump, gets it on Chancellor. Marino able to get up in time, stop Hydro. But Dre still in the corner, works it. Music is there, throws it off the corner, bounces it mid, but not able to follow it up. Twisted Hydro once again tries to put it on target, but it's loose. Dre puts it on target and it goes in off of an Aurora defender.
Here he goes. The Kiwis getting some sustained pressure in midfield. Hydro, he can't make the touch at Aurora. They really just weren't reading that. You know, they kind of expected him to maybe get a touch, but 2 defenders kind of caught there, and of course the finish comes through. So good on the Kiwis there to get the finish in and take a lead here. I think this has got to be their first lead of the series. So good way to start game 2.
Yeah, it is, and something I say all the time in these lower leagues is that first goal is a pretty big determining factor of who's going to win the game. So we're going to need to see Aurora bounce back and big time if we want to see them take this game. But you know, right now they're trying to work this midfield. Dre, he's already there in the corner, pops it up. Dorfin able to save it away. Music puts it on target, but Marino able to clear it away. Dorfin's up, looking for the double touch, but Hydro able to send it away in time. Dre gonna stick on it. Chancellor beats him there. Goes up off the wall, tries to get it mid, does get it mid. Dorfin just puts it a little off target. Twisted Hydro all the way down to Music, a huge shot, and nobody from Aurora was expecting that. And to be honest, I wasn't either, Austin.
Yeah, Music, he's just cherry picking down here, and you know, a lot of times, Fogos, I remember when I was first playing the game, it was like, hey, let's go send someone downfield. I'm downfield, come pass me the ball, come throw it down the field. And you know, it often didn't work out, but you know, this is one of those times, you know, where these guys are a little higher ranked than, you know, maybe I was back then doing the cherry picking, but this is one of those instances where it worked perfectly. I mean, Music was just waiting down there, and a good goal, and a 2-0 lead for the Kiwis. So a great start here as we're approaching halfway, and the Kiwis' pressure it's starting to show some cracks in the Aurora defense.
Yeah, Aurora, they haven't been able to find the defensive prowess they've had last time, and I mean, credit's due. Kiwis, they've been able to suffocate this Aurora team on their own half as Dre once again takes it up the wall, looking to get it out. Dorfin tries to bump him off, but 2 Aurora players go. Dre still staying on the ball. The ball pops out mid. Hydro's there. Able to get a 50. Music, a big pop. Tries to send it mid. It goes over, but Dre is there. Tries to send it down, and unfortunately not able to have a teammate follow it up. This Hydro stalling out in the midfield, letting his teammates get back. A double commit from Kiwis, Mr. Marino, sending it to the right. Open space. He's gonna stick with it. Throws it off the wall once again. Has to beat one more, but the 50 doesn't go his way as Chancellor takes it up the wall, sends it out mid. His teammate's there, has to get a dangerous 50. And Mr. Marino, big shot on net, and nobody from Kiwis was quite ready for that one there.
A huge shot, and Dorfin and Chancellor just menaces in the midfield there, and just powerful enough as Mr. Marino to get it by the last defender, and huge play there for Aurora, and they're right back in this one. 138, only down by 1 goal, and that is an eternity. And obviously, as most Rocket League players know, the ball can even stay up at 0 seconds, and as long as they're within 1, they can still score as long as it doesn't touch the ground. So an eternity here for them to try to bring it back.
Yeah, it truly is. Kiwis, they're trying to extend their lead to 2 goals as they start out on the offensive half once again, but Chancellor able to shut down that attempt, but unable to clear it out of his own half as Mr. Marino, a little awkward on the backboard, but he's able to get it over 1. Music working this corner, gets it around 1, but not past Dorfin as he stays up in the air. Low boost, touches it mid, but Dre is there and he's gonna score. Nobody from Aurora was back once again, and it seems like everyone was a little too eager to get going on the offense.
Yeah, it was almost a triple commit. I think Mr. Marino's caught a little bit too far out there, and yeah, it looked like it was almost a pass attempt, but all 3 members going for that one there, and it did not work out. So Kiwis, they happily take that goal. Dre performing really well here is, oh my goodness, here comes a shot and ankle there from Dorfin. He's trying to style on him a little bit there, but 50 seconds left. Aurora's going to need something big, and Mr. Marino with the speed and the placement.
And Mr. Marino, he's gonna get big here as he puts one bottom right. Just kidding, top right there as brings it back within 1. 48 seconds left. Definitely doable for this Aurora offense that we've seen all series so far. As the ball, it is going to go in favor of Aurora. Chancellor off the ceiling, not able to follow it up as Music sends it to Hydro. Tries to put it on target, but unfortunately not able to put it there in time. As Dre working the corner, gets 2 to commit as Dorfin gets it out, gets past 1, gets over 2, has an open net. Can he score? Yes, he can! And we have a tied game here with under 30 seconds.
Oh my goodness, there goes Dorfin. He gets it by 1, finds the demo as he's falling through, and just flips it into the net there. What a huge play from Dorfin to tie things up. Only 27 seconds left, and now it looks like we're in golden goal territory. Next one is probably going to win this game.
Absolutely, and this is where Aurora, they can come back and push it to match point, or Kiwis, they can force at least 4 games here. As Marino shutting down the midfield, gets over 2, just has to beat 1, but Hydro able to stand tall. As Hydro goes up the wall, sends it down mid, but Dorfin already there, and both of the Kiwi players electing to go back, play it safe, and we are gonna have overtime here. And I gotta ask, Rockerman, which team do you think is gonna take this one?
Oh, it's really hard to say, Pogos. I think both these teams have had their good opportunities. As Dre's going for a flip reset there. Okay, here we get a little mechanical. And, I mean, the Kiwis, they started out so strong, but Aurora, they have that battle back mentality, but I'm so scared that they're going to overcommit. So, honestly, Pogos, I couldn't tell you. If Aurora cuts down these overcommits, I think they can win, but I mean, if Dre's gonna style him, he's gonna take it all the way. He's just gonna do it himself. Oh my goodness, Dre is having a performance here as he takes it all the way. Look at the mechanics here in the Novice League.
Oh my, Dre, he's been going up in the air all day today, and we saw a few close double touches, especially in game 1, but now he's just gonna pull out the air dribble to secure it for Kiwis. And I mean, what else could you really ask from them? They've improved the shooting percentage, in Aurora, it looks like very similar shots to last time. Once again, only 5, but I mean, Aurora, they have the quality, but again, this time not the quantity, so they're really gonna have to up the defense and up the offense twofold here to take on Kiwis.
Yeah, I think they do probably need to get a couple more shots here, Puggles, as we head into game 3. But the defense was still solid for the most part, but Kiwis were able to, I think a lot of the time they just pull out some better offense. Sometimes just good offense can beat good defense. No matter what you do on defense, sometimes someone just puts a good shot, sometimes just make a good play, and I think that's a lot of what happened in the last game. The Kiwis just had some good performances there, especially led by Dre, and now we're gonna have to see head into game 3, a crucial game 3. Who is gonna take this one? And maybe, Puggles, if things are going the way that they have been, we could be seeing a 5-game series, but this game, obviously the most important one yet to give themselves one away from match point.
Absolutely, as Aurora, they've already had 2 5-game series so far this season. Why not just add a third one? As Chancellor, He's looking for the offense here, but not able to put it on target. Dorfin trying to get going once again here in game 3. Chancellor over to Marino, but Marino not able to connect with the ball as Music looking to break out. Gets over 1. He's not going to be able to follow it as Marino with a bunch of time in his corner. He's just going to put it right back into safety. The ball a little bit awkward. All 3 Aurora players go. Music, he can control it. He has a dangerous opportunity here for Kiwis as Hydro puts it under. Not able to put it on target though, as Chancellor looking for the open space, but Dre, he's everywhere. He goes up the wall once again. Can he do something? He has the flip. Music there to help him out. But now Twisted Hydro. Last one back. A huge dunk by Marino. And it's going to go in. And a bit of an overcommit here from Kiwis is going to result in a goal going the other way, Rockerman.
Yeah, that's the one thing, you know, when someone's getting mechanical like that, and Dre, Music, he just got a little bit too aggressive. He wasn't sure, you know, Dre was actually going to get, the flip reset like he did, and that overcommit. It definitely cost the Kiwis there. We were talking about Aurora overcommitting, but this time it was the Kiwis on, just getting a little bit over aggressive there. And Aurora, a great counterattack, and now they're in the lead here, and we'll see if they can either hold on to it or add to it.
Yes, Aurora strike first, but this might just go in. A huge save from Chancellor, able to throw it off his own backboard, and Kiwi's not able to respond, but Dre, a great shot, and now he's looking for more. This Dorfin, a little awkward in the corner. Hydro sends it out mid. Dre is there, not able to put it on target. Just gonna have it go up to the other corner. Chancellor up in the air, puts it past over 1. Dorfin off the backboard. Marino, he's up, puts it into the corner. Dorfin is gonna try and stick with it, but Dre able to get a big clear. He's gonna try and follow it up. Chancellor gets it out of his own corner, gets over 2. Dorfin's up, puts it into the Kiwi corner. Tries to get the double, but he doesn't. Oh, the Mr. Marino double commit with Chancellor. Puts it over the bar. And that was another opportunity to extend their lead. Unfortunately, it's going to go by the wayside as Marino pops it up. Music there. Keeps it close. He's going to get another touch. 50's Chancellor. And Dre able to clean up the loose change. Dorfin not able to read it. Loose ball off the backboard, but Marino able to get back in time. The ball still dangerous here. Marino sticking with it. Gets a ground pinch. Dorfin able to help him out. And this Kiwi team just is having that guy third sit so far back, and they're just able to clean up all of these big clears from Aurora here, Rocket Man.
Yeah, they really are, and they're only down by 1 goal, and usually when you're up by a goal, that's when you kind of see someone sitting back and you're playing patient. You think the Kiwis would want to be a little bit more aggressive, because that's what worked before. Is here comes Hydra throwing it off the backboard, but yeah, not super aggressive from the Kiwis, but I expect as things kind of ramp up here towards the end in the final minute and a half here, we should see the Kiwis start to try to put on some more pressure to try to tie it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, the ball loose. The demo, it's gonna go in, and Dre gets kind of a fluke goal as it floats over 1, and the third man there, he just got deleted by Hydro.
We look at Hydro. That is so savage right there. The ball just slowly rolling into the net, and Hydro says, "I will eliminate you." And you wiped him off the field there, and that is exactly what the Kiwis needed. They tie things up here in Game 3, looking to put themselves on match point.
Yes, this match point very important for both of these teams.
Oh!
It's gonna go up the post. Dre is there. The ball just bounces straight out. Hydro just gonna drive at it, try and get some 50 as he's last back. No boost. Sticks with it. Goes up the wall once again. No boost. I don't think anyone on Aurora knows this, as nobody's challenging. Dorfin, he gets by 1, but Dre able to clean it up right away. Hydro, the third back, has some boost. Tries to work around the corner. Chancellor gets the 50 mid. Tries to bump Music. Music able to get it away, but Dorfin, again, working these corners once again. Gets it out mid, but nobody from Aurora is there. As Dre has a big opportunity to clear. Doesn't get it by Marino, but Dorfin's up, trying to read it. Fortunately, not able to find the angle this time. As Music throws it into this purple corner. Ball just keeps on flying between corners here as Dre working the purple corner, sends it out mid. He has an open net. Music puts it way over the bounce. Dangerous. Mr. Marino able to get a crazy 50 off of Dorfin, or off of the Kiwi attacker, as Music pops it mid for Hydro. The ball's still dangerous. Dorfin is going to walk it out, but Moreno's going to throw it off the sidewall. He's going to try and keep working it down the wall. The ball awkward. Hydro able to get back in time. And it looks like this ball might go down, but it stays up. Dre tries to put it to his teammate in the corner, but once again, Rocket Man, we got another overtime.
You guys are really playing a close series here. I mean, when you have two teams at 2-0, you expect it to be close, but a huge miss and a huger save comes through. Huger is not a word, but it works there. That is so big for them. I mean, I did not think he was going to get back to that save there, Puggles, but he did. And these two teams, they are doing battle right now here, trying to stay undefeated on the season.
Absolutely, as Music tries to take it into his own hands, gets a doozy almost, but unable to find it as Moreno is going to try and pop it out. Gets it up and over one, and Music is going to control it, keeps it low, goes for the 50, rolls up the wall. Chancellor up off the wall, sends it mid. Isn't anyone there? No. But Dre, he's going to try and clean it up. Chancellor gets a pass back to Moreno, but Hydro cuts it off. Ball bounces to mid, dangerous, and Dre, he's there once again, and he's going to secure it in Game 3.
Oh, Dre is having such a great series right now. He's just right there, whatever you need. It's so quick on these jumps, too. That's impressive here from a novice, and, you know, to get the dub there, that is huge. And Puggles, I gotta say, man, looking at these novice players, I am so impressed with the mechanics and the ability that they have. I mean, Dre, a huge 2-goal performance to lead his team here, but man, Puggles, if you showed me this, you showed me this a couple seasons ago, and so these guys were novice, I'm telling you, they're all smurfing. They're smurfing their butts off, Puggles, out here. But I mean, this is just novice nowadays. It's not the same, missed mechanics. I mean, obviously there's still some mistakes. Nobody's perfect out here, especially in the second lowest league in Nemesis. But I mean, the mechanics are there from pretty much all these guys, and it's just capitalizing on these mistakes, capitalizing on these rotation mistakes, and Kiwis did it best there, and Dre, he was that guy. He was that guy for the Kiwis in that game, and now Kiwis find themselves one win away from starting off the season 3-0.
Exactly. Now we move to Game 4 here. Aurora, they need to win this game to force that Game 5, and Rocker Man, I noticed here in Game 1 that we were saying Dorfin's name like crazy, and recently he hasn't had the most impact on the field. What do you think Dorfin in particular needs to do to try and find that Game 1 form that he had?
Yeah, I mean, he had some really good impact, and I think, maybe just there's a little bit of an adaptation here in this game from Aurora. They're probably trying to adapt a little bit too much to the Kiwis. Maybe we don't know. Maybe we just expected Dorfin to be the pop-off guy, but maybe this is more their style here with Mr. Marino. And Chance to lead the way in. Well, Puggles, how about he just put one? How about he just puts one in the net there for us? I mean, we ask and we shall receive.
No, Dorfin, he's been listening, and he must have been a little upset after those past few games, so he's gonna shove a goal in early here to make us eat our words. And yeah, and I mean, this is the first time Aurora has led since Game 1 when they scored within the first 30 seconds. So maybe we're seeing a repeat here as Dre, once again, not able to find the double touch, but every time he gets so close, one of these, they're just gonna hit and we're gonna go crazy. But Dorfin, he takes it up in the air, gets over one, it gets over two, but Dre able to shut it down early. Now Mr. Marino, the third one back, puts it on target, but Hydro able to save it away early. Dre throws it into this purple corner, makes it a little awkward here for Aurora as they look to break out, but the demo on a Chancellor is going to cut that in half as Dorfin has to 50 Dre to get it out. Manages to 51, has to 52, and Music, he misses the ball. It's an open net. Dorfin is going to put it in once again, and only a minute 15, and Aurora's up 2.
Yeah, and Dorfin's got the 2 goals here. I mean, Music just trying to be a little bit too fast, and I think that's the one thing here. These guys are trying to get the speed up, Puggles. That's the difference between a lot of these lower leagues and the higher leagues. It's the speed. It's being consistent at higher speeds, and I think these guys know that. They know, hey, we got to be quick. We got to be ready to challenge the ball. We got to be ready to go up, and sometimes you can try to be too quick, as you just saw there, and oh my goodness, sometimes you can be too slow, as that one almost went in the net. So it's a little bit of a balancing act there, but Aurora, they've got the speed so far. And they've got 2 goals from Dorfin, and we'll see if they can keep 2 it. Oh my goodness, Dre almost with an insane redirect there.
God, Dre, he's been the standout player here for this Kiwis roster. We're gonna need to see him work his magic here once again as Dorfin breaks it out of his own half. Music there to cut it off early. 2 Kiwis go up. Mr. Moreno is able to beat both of them. Dorfin puts it on target. Dre, awkward, and Dorfin has a hat trick here within the first 2 minutes.
Dorfin just popping off. We wanted to see some more. This ball just, it's a little bit of a pinch, catches Dre out, and Dorfin, the hattie. Yeah, like you said, in under 2 minutes, the man's got a hat trick. We didn't see him much in games 2 or 3, but we're seeing him in game 4, and right when they needed him most. Yeah, he's performing well. Looking to put that game 5 alert in the chat and in the Discord here, and we'll see if the Aurora can hold on or if the Kiwis can mount another comeback.
Yeah, Kiwis, they're gonna need all 3 of them to pop off this time as Music, he's up in the corner, tries to look for the shot on target, not able to find it. As Dorfin, he gets 50'd and Chancellor able to rush back in time, gets the save, but Mr. Moreno unable to clear it out. Now he gets the pass from his teammate, working the corner, gets past one, just has to beat another and a huge Dominus flick there, but it is going to go to Chancellor on the other side of the field as Dre can try and follow this with no boost. Mr. Moreno tries to put him middle, but Hydro there to cut it down. Music working this corner, gets by 1, not by 2, but Dre up in the air. He's been dangerous every time he's been up here. Gets over 1, tries to go under Moreno, but unfortunately not able to find it. As Twisted Hydro puts it mid, but Music, he's caught out up forward too far, and Dorfin, he has number 4.
He's got 4, baby, as he just bangs this one from all the way downfield, catching the Kiwis out. And you know, the Kiwis, Puggles, I think, you know, obviously you're down by 3, you gotta be a little bit more aggressive. I think that time, you know, maybe just got caught out there, and sometimes it happens. But now as they find themselves down 4-0, you know, it's gonna be near. I wouldn't want to say it's impossible, but it's gonna be very difficult for them to find 4 goals in 2 minutes here. But if they do, they can win the series. Otherwise, we're gonna be looking at a game 5.
Yeah, and basically you're here for the last 2 minutes. You gotta look to Kiwis to see if they're gonna gain any good momentum here, as all 3 of them commit, not able to score the goal though. But the ball still stuck on this purple half as the ball goes mid for Music. Music puts it on target, and Chancellor not able to fall from the heavens to save it this time, as you know, Kiwis, they got 1 here, and it's a good start.
And Music just putting this one towards the net, and Chancellor, oh my goodness, he just went right by that ball. A little bit of Matrix action there as he missed it, but hey, a minute 28, it's not the end of the world. It's still possible, but they're going to need one quickly, at least with under a minute left, or with at least a minute left, Puggles. I want to see a goal quickly if they're going to want a chance.
Yeah, and Dre, he looks to do that, sends it mid for Hydro. Hydro, he gets it on target, a minute 18 left, and suddenly Kiwis, they have a chance.
Yeah, that's what I was asking for, Puggles. I mean, I would say with at least a minute left, but how about a minute 18 to get 2 goals? That is easily doable here, and they've got momentum now on their side. But Aurora, they gotta lock in. They gotta cut the bleeding down. Do not let them score another one. Do not let them get a chance. It's happened to me before. It even happened this season so far. You can give up a lot of pressure. It's, oh my goodness, Trey off the crossbar, and oh my goodness, that one was so close. It could have been the one there, but it wasn't quite meant to be.
Yeah, and now Kiwis under a minute left and need to break out. As Twisted Hydro puts a shot on target, makes a defender jump, but Chancellor able to read the situation, cuts it off, sends it mid for Dorfin. Dorfin puts it wide this time as Hydro cleans it up, gets a pinch, but Mr. Moreno sitting back, able to keep it close to him. Gets past Dre, but not past Music, as Hydro comes in to support, puts it off the sidewall. Music trying to get the read. As Dre puts it off the backboard, the ball is open, but Dorfin not able to get it. 30 seconds left. Kiwis, they just need 1.
Oh my goodness, just calamity. Aurora, they're panicking. Mr. Reno, just a touch he should make, and Dorfin, he's just stuck on the post there. I don't think he had any boost either, and oh my goodness. Can the Kiwis do it here? Aurora is panicking. Momentum all in the Kiwis' favor with 24 seconds left. They just need 1 goal to tie it up and at least send it to overtime.
Yeah, and now Kiwis, they need to break out once again as Dre looking to do that. Mr. Marino cuts him off this time, but Twisted Hydro bumps off Marino, but Music, big pop up in the air, 10 seconds remaining. Dre, he's going to be the first one to this ball. Dorfin, able to 50 Dre, dangerous off the backboard. Hydro's target. It's gonna go in. 2 seconds left, and they tied it up.
Oh my goodness, Puggles, I can't believe this. The Kiwis, a miracle comeback here. They were down 4-0 with like a minute and a half left, and all of a sudden, they find themselves tied here at the end of regulation. 2 seconds left even, and could they do it in regulation?
It's not looking like this. The ball goes to Hydro, tries to get it to Music, and they're gonna just take it to overtime here. As you know, Kiwis, they win this. It's gonna be over, but the ball dangerous already going into this green half. A big demo from Dre. Hydro has all the time in the world. Sends it out mid from Music. Music gets the pinch double commit from the Aurora's defense. Panicking starting to ensue as, you know, a minute and a half ago they were up. The shot not able to come through from Music. And Chancellor able to throw it to the sidewall. Get it safety for a second. The ball missed. Oh, the ball awkward. It's going to go in. Kiwi, they steal game 4 and the series here. And wow.
Oh my goodness, that is one of the most insane comebacks we've seen in Puggles on stream here. I mean, they were down 4-0, and they come back just roaring. Well, a minute 30 or so left. They score 4 goals, 1 more in overtime, and steal the series. I thought for sure Puggles were going to a game 5, but the Kiwis, they had other plans, and it twisted Hydro. Look at that man, 4 goals. He said, Dorfin, you could score 4 goals in the first 3 minutes, first 2 minutes. You know, I could do that too in the last 2 minutes. And he did just that. And the Kiwis, I mean, wow. what a series there, Puggles, to wrap up this second match of the night.
Yeah, absolutely. And now Kiwis, they're looking pretty at 3-0. And I mean, to the world forum, they're able to come back, score 5 goals within 2 minutes of game time. And for Aurora, just calamity in those last 2 minutes. They're not able to stop anything as Kiwis, they just kind of had their way with Aurora on that defensive end. So you really got to look on to Wednesday and see if they can bounce back here.
Yeah, definitely. You really just got to put it out of your mind. And I know the feeling. Like I was saying, this happened to my team on Monday. We were up by, I don't think it was quite 4 goals, but we're up about 3 goals towards the end there, and we gave up 3 goals. Ended up going to overtime. We ended up winning though, fortunately. But yeah, if we were to lose that game, I knew we'd been a little bit demoralized. But you know, like you said, Puggles, he's got to bounce back. It's a long season. This one, it's not the end of the world. Aurora's still 2-1, but the Kiwis, they're happy to steal that one away, and they gave themselves a great shot here to keep going on this season, and just a huge dub for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that being said, I think we're going to send it to a break. Make sure to refill on everything. I know I need to get some water after that one, and I mean, just come back and enjoy the next series. It's going to be a banger. So we'll be back right after this break.
I've got you hanging on my words. Taste so sweet even when they hurt. You wanna feel, wanna fall in love, wanna give it all up, but we fear that love is hard to find. Not in your heart, but in your mind. Are we playing this game? Are we playing this game? Are you too afraid, or are you giving in? Let the games begin, 'cause I play to win.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here once again, bringing some more Novice League action, some good novice representation today. You'll love to see it, and I am joined by someone who I'm sure you guys haven't seen in forever, man. This guy never casts anymore.
No.
I can't even remember the last time I saw him cast. How you doing, Rocker Man?
Been too long. It's been too long, really. You know, I've been taking a little bit of a hiatus. You know, I filled up my water, went to the bathroom, and now I'm back. You know, it's been too long, but here we are back for some more novice action, and we'll see if this match can live up to the ending that we saw in the last one. Because man, that was crazy. That was a crazy ending there. You thought it was going to a game 5, but then Kiwi said no. We're not going to game 5. We're ending it right here, right now, with a 4-goal comeback in the final minutes. And man, if this game can do that too, I will be thoroughly impressed.
Yeah, they have a lot to live up to after the last one. I had a Game 5 announcement typed up, and I was holding my finger over the enter key for about 3 minutes as the Aurora was up 4-0. But I never got to send it. Hopefully we get to send one in this game, because I'm hoping we can get a repeat of that action. But while we are just getting everyone settled in up in this lobby, I'm going to bring it to you, Rockerman. Can you tell me a little bit about the individual players on these teams?
Yeah, there's actually a lot going on in this matchup, really, just from what I know. And yeah, these players, we've got. Let me take a look at who actually joined the lobby. I recognize every single one of these players, which is not always the normal at the beginning of the season. But we have Isaac, Chad, Icarus, and Sky Newbie up there, Parallax, Saint, and Trash Boat. I didn't quite list them in their team order. One second, let me make sure I do that. But I do recognize all of them. Give me 1 second. So yeah, it looks like. Well, this thing is not going to help me, but I know I was trying to read off these notes that we had, but the notes are not going to help me. Well, this will help me when I look at the public player sheet. So we got Sky Newbie, Icarus, and Izachad, excuse me, on Frost, and then Crows have Parallax, Saint, and Trash Boat. And really, these rosters are almost like swapped from last season, I feel like, because Icarus was on Frost, but Izachad was on Crows. Saint was on Frost, I believe. Sky Newbie, I don't remember exactly where Sky Newbie was, but all these people we know, and all these people are here, and it should be an exciting matchup for sure.
Yeah, and even Parallax was on the Sub-Zero org. He was on Flurry last season, but now he's on the Crows roster. So, like you said, a lot of these members bouncing around. Frost had some pretty decent results in the last one. They made it all the way to the semifinals. Crows also made it to playoffs, but got knocked out pretty early. But with that said, we are going to be joining up and see where the cards fall, which of these players potentially made the correct roster moves. And as we're getting this one underway, I just got to ask for a quick prediction here, Rockerman.
I'm going with Frost in this one. I think Icarus and Izachad, 2 great players from last season, are going to be too much to handle for the Crows. But I mean, Parallax is a really good player. Been around Nemesis since season 1, so you can never count this man out here for sure. But I'm going with Frost in this.
Okay, sticking to the Frost script, I see it. And definitely Izachad and Icarus and Sky Newbie, all very experienced players. I mean, everyone in this lobby in general. And as we start things off, Izachad already showing his experience to the corner.
Yeah, Izachad just a huge goal there, a banger to start things off as he puts it in the back of the net, and that is how you start a series there.
That is how you start out a series indeed. Looks like they warmed up with those training packs before this one as a tough save. Actually, there wasn't even really much of an attempt. Frozen on the goal line like a deer in headlights, and they'll already equalize here with the Crows.
Yeah, Saint just drops this one in. Sky Newbie going up the backboard, and some players talking a little bit about lag there, but it looks like that would still win the back of that regardless. So, well, they're gonna have to. Looks like they're gonna have to deal with this one out, and we'll have to see as another goal is coming. They're fast and furious here, really. 40 seconds in, we got a 3rd goal on the board between these 2 teams.
And well, if you were expecting a slow start, you were sorely mistaken. No one in the goal here for Crows. Actually, it was Saint who said that they were lagging. Oh well, he said his whole team was, but he immediately scored after that.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the secret strat there. Either way, some chaos happening here.
You know, that's the way to do it. You know, call out that you're lagging, get in the minds of your opponents there, say, hey guys, I'm lagging, and then just absolutely peek on them and show them, ah, just kidding, I got you with the mental. Right there is You know, sometimes you gotta play the mind games. Really, it's Rocket League is quite a bit mental. It's mechanical, but it's also mental.
Oh, absolutely. Rocket League, all about the mind games, as that's not really a mind game, but it is an unfortunate miss off the backboard. Icarus coming through clean with the shooting, and that's already going to be a second.
And these guys are just, like you said, just putting gold in left, right, and center here is another one. Another one there, and oof. I mean, Frost, I expected them to probably win this series, but I did not expect them to almost get that goal to go in. Is holy cow! This is chaotic. This is chaotic novice moments for sure. Here is his goals are just going right towards an Emperor likes to make a miracle save. And what is happening here in game one right now? Oh my goodness! What is going on? Isochad to put it in. What in the world is happening?
Those first few goals seemed like a little bit of nervousness on defense, but what was that angle almost hit there? Some pinches going crazy. And Crows, excuse me, under a lot of pressure already here.
Yeah, they really are. And, I mean, to go down 4-1, a minute 30 in, I mean, there have been 5 goals scored between these two teams. I mean, just an absolute performance. Here comes Trashboat trying to make it a 6, and what in the world? This is going to be the highest scoring game we've ever seen, really.
Usually the defense is not necessarily on point for Novice, and the shooting can be a little bit lax, but everyone's finding the back of the net right now. I think whoever can clean up on some defense is going to have a huge advantage here. So far, I mean, we are just seeing a ridiculous amount of goals fly in. Let's see if it continues, as this one actually looks like it's going into the net as well. Are we playing Heat Seeker right now?
We might, as that's another goal for Icarus. It is 5-2. We're not even 2 minutes in, merely, to this game. These guys have dropped 7 goals in the back of the net, and I guess defense be damned here between these two teams, and then obviously they're going to put all the goals that they can.
I don't think anyone in this lobby has ever heard of defense, I'm being completely honest, but to be fair, some of these are going in. I mean, I didn't expect that was a very nice clear there out of defense to pick up that 5th goal. So you can't say that it's all defense. Well, it is defensive mishaps, but it's also capitalization by the offenses coming through. Let's see if things continue to ramp up here as Saint gonna try to get this one downfield. Sent back by Izichad, tossing it high over the backboard. Saint will try to take control once again. Dunked out. The ball is coming dangerously close to the net. This time, Crow's defense staying calm, not letting that one end up in another tragic sense. And now that it's been over 10 seconds without any goals going in, things feel like they've calmed down a little bit, but never mind. Sky Newbie gonna come through with the free shot, and he bangs it home.
It is 6-2 for Frost here. They're putting on a clinic as they find this one in the back of the net, and man, it's just they just can't stop scoring. Really, they just can't. It's like I don't even know what to say. The scoring just keeps coming no matter what. I mean, we're halfway. We've got 8 goals at halfway. And, well, if the pace continues, we're in for a 16-goal game. I would love to see that, but we'll have to see if that continues as, oh my goodness, this ball rolling towards the net, but Trashboat going to make a save. A rare occurrence making a save in this game.
Yeah, and so far, Crows with the only 2 saves, but they've also been under more pressure, ceding 6 goals. Sometimes at the start of these matches, especially on stream, they start off chaotic, and as people settle into the series, get over the stream nerves, things usually calm down a little bit. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case here, but you can hope for at least Crow's sake that will be. They do manage to get a nice clear here, sending it away finally. Parallax with an opportunity, double backflip. The fake worked excellently, but the follow-up wasn't quite there as Trashboat can't take control. Sky Newbie, ball lands on his hood. That one dangerous once again, but Crows are able to keep that one out. Now this one high over. Izichad coming through, can't find the double touch, but the follow-up is there. It's off the crossbar, and Izichad cleans it up for a 7th for Frost.
Frost just putting on a clinic, and not quite the Brazil here as they allowed Crows to get 2, but with Frost, a 7-goal performance in game 1. Excellent start for them.
Well, they didn't get the solo Brazil, but I'm confident that 7 goals could still fly in on Frost's end of things. The way this game has been going, maybe they'll get the double Brazil. You never know.
True. I would not be surprised.
Either way, I think you can. Well, I don't even want to say that you can count Crows out of this one with the rate goals have been flying in as they'll try to make something happen here. Trash boat sending it high over. This one sent forward, and that was a shot on net that does manage to get saved by Icarus. Good sign for the Frost roster as Sky Newbie will look to take control here. Just has to avoid getting faked there. This one dropping high. Icarus sends it to the center. There's no one in net, but there's no shot that comes through either. Now Icarus with a free open net, and he can't quite get there in time. He didn't have enough boost. I think he did hold decelerate just for a second. That was enough time for the defense to get back. Now 30 seconds left, and you could probably chalk up this game number 1. But it's hard to say, usually when a team goes down this badly, there are very obvious results. I mean, we can just say defense, but what specifically do you think it is that the Crows are lacking here?
You know, you took my only point. I was gonna say defense. You said besides defense, that was my big thing here. But I guess just try to get the rotations down. Making sure that you're not overcommitting with your teammates. I think that happened quite a bit here as Frost finally puts that one in. Close to a novice record there. They were just behind a couple of teams there for the novice record. Apparently, the novice record for goals by one team in one game is 12 goals, set by Frost in Season 5 and Ignite in Season 5. Both put 12 goals in one game. So not quite able to get to that, but yeah, I think the defense is obviously the main thing, but I think fixing those rotations then is probably the main thing that they need to sort out here.
Yeah, and I would have to agree with that. I mean, a lot of the times in the novice league, it's just kind of whiffing on saves that can be the issue. But in this one, it just seemed like there was no one back to make any saves, and perhaps we can chalk it up to the technical issues. I do believe we have a couple players who are going to try to reset their internet.
Let's
If
not
that's
let's not do that. Let's not.
yeah, that well, that's what they were saying in chat. I don't know if
We are getting a
it might
server.
already.
Let's not reset our internet here. It's probably
Well,
a good idea.
they were talking about in chat. I don't know. Hopefully they didn't go through with it just yet. But either way, we will get at least a new server ready.
Yeah, we will do that.
And maybe it was the server. Maybe it was the internet connection. Claims of the game being played as if it were a PowerPoint presentation from 2 members, and I'm inclined to give them the benefit of the doubt. I've seen all these guys play before, and especially the Crows roster did not really look like their normal self. So maybe you can chalk it up all the internet issues, but either way, when you come back, even if those issues are solved, you're still going to be facing being down 1 game against a Frost team that overall still looks really good here.
Yeah, they really do look solid, and yeah, I guess it's on the Crows to try to bounce back here. You just gotta put one of those games behind you. I mean, sometimes those games happen. Like I said, maybe they can chalk it up to lag, maybe they can just chalk up to a bad game. But for them, just gotta push it out of your mind. Just forget about it and move on. It's a long series. Best of 5. So we'll see if they can rebound and see if they can battle back and tie the series up here. I think they have a shot. I mean, I think they didn't play terribly. I think Frost just played well in that one, and I think it was just a chaotic first game, a chaotic first couple of minutes, and it ended up in Frost's favor that time. But who knows what's going to happen in game number 2.
And to be fair, Frost defense did not look impenetrable itself. There were a couple of moments where they just looked a bit lost. I will give them that towards the end they cleaned it up quite a bit, didn't allow the Crows to get anything else for really the last half of the game. But they still have some things to smooth out as well if they want this series to go over smoothly. As we are waiting, and I am fearful that the internet reset has come through, as here we go. Okay, we got them in, and hopefully now we will not suffer from those internet issues anymore for the Crows' sake. Hopefully we can get a good series of Rocket League underway. So I believe we are all here, all ready to go.
Looks like they're in. We'll get it going.
We'll go ahead and get it going. No problem for that. Taking a short little break to reset the server, and we'll get right back into it. No problem, Parallax. As I'm not really sure what to expect heading into Game 2 here. I think we might see a completely different series if these issues were resolved. which, I mean, the pings look all right so far. Here comes Parallax trying to hit this one off the backboard. Can't quite find a double touch. They're already getting a little bit of pressure. Parallax to the center. This one's high. Saint going up for it. Gets the pop as well. Parallax going to try to finish it off. Can't quite get there. And there's no one back for the Crows defense once again. This one going to be completely open. And Frost picking back up right where they left off.
Yeah, it's like they never left here. They're scoring out here. We're under 30 seconds, already putting them in. There's Sky Newbie, who's seemingly, I think Sky Newbie's been around Novice League forever here. I don't think he's quite pulled off a championship in Novice, but he always seems to be one of the top players in Novice, but just hasn't quite had the team to pull things off. And maybe this is his season here on Frost, as he's put off a good performance here. Here comes Saint to put it in and tie it up, and the goals. These guys love them. They love to put them in the back of the net.
This is still a slower pace than game one, but the Crows at least able to bounce back here, able to get one on the board. They're able to equalize, and that's what's important here. Obviously, you're equal at 0-0, but you can still be a little bit nervous heading in with such a stomp in game number one, no matter what it was caused by. Here comes Icarus, so he's looking over the backboard. Double miss. Sky Newbie can't get the touch, but he does get the follow-up, tripping up the defense, and another advantage for Frost here.
And you said it was a slower pace, really, but he just keeps scoring 3 goals in under 50 seconds, and Frost, they have the advantage here. Sky Newbie finding another one to the back of the net, so another great start for Frost here, and we will see if the pace dies down anytime soon, and it's not going to. Sky Newbie hat trick, 4 goals under a minute. I mean, this is just a series of no defense, all offense.
And just, I mean, a kickoff goal there, those do happen, but you really don't want them to happen when you're conceding goals at such a rapid rate for the Crows. I mean, your Frost prediction looking pretty good right now, I gotta say, Rocker Man. But there's still plenty of time left. I believe in the Crows to at least give us some content here. They just need to get these gears turned, get things moving, as there was an opportunity there, but Parallax a little bit too slow to the punch. And Izachat will have the opportunity to 1v1. It's a nice block away as Saint jumping for this one, but can't make contact. Parallax trying to control, but Icarus just flying in for the dunk. And this one sent right back off the Crows' backboard. Saint a little bit awkward, almost own goal there. That could have been another unfortunate occurrence, but they will not concede this time, as this one actually completely free the double commit just to make sure that one goes in the back of the net. And finally, Crows able to capitalize on a misplay from Frost.
Yeah, just a good capitalization here, and yeah, that's team chemistry right there, merely. That's how you do it in the Novice League, you know. You both commit for it, you both put it in the back of the net. Teamwork at its finest there, and the Crows able to put one in the back of the net there, and they've got their second goal. We'll see if they can keep going here. Not even halfway yet. Still a high-scoring game again, but an opportunity here is going to be shut down.
And now Frost is looking to get a little bit nervous on defense. They're allowing more of these opportunities. Crows just need to start creating even better ones, and they will be in a good spot as Trash trying to get the air dribble. Can't quite get past the last defender. Still a good sign for them as this one's sent out. Double miss on the goal line, and Saint there to clean it up, and we will have another tie game on our hands.
This time we do is Parallax, he sets it up, but just a little bit of a mistouch there. That ball, well, looks a little bit sketchy there. The server may have changed, but, you know, hey, it works out there, falls down right in front of the net, and the Crows, they'll take that one easily here. And 6 goals merely combined between these two teams just over 2 minutes in. And, oh my goodness, they're looking for more. We'll see if they can beat last game's pace. What was that? It was 7-2 final merely in that last one, so 9 goals.
Yeah, they're well on track. I think we aren't too far behind where we were at the midpoint of last game. But still plenty of Rocket League left to be played. I couldn't tell you what's going to happen in the next half of the game, but I could guess that we're going to get a few more goals.
Well, we can guarantee one more. It's tied, so someone has to score another goal.
This is true.
So
This is true.
we will at least get 7.
And before we get the first ever Rocket League draw, 60-minute overtime, as that's almost a goal there. Icarus sending a heater right to the post, just barely off target. Parallax trying to roll this one through. He almost manages to dunk it through 3 members of the defense, but won't quite be able to. Trash up to block this one, and Saint will be there for the follow-up. Gets it past, and Crows managed to take their first lead of the series.
Crows, they come back here, and a good battle from them. It seemed like Frost at the beginning here was going to run away with things, but Crows, some good resilience to battle back, and a nice shot there from Saint catching out the overcommitting defender. And they take the lead here with under 2 minutes remaining. But can they hold on? It's anyone's guess. And with the way the series has gone, I'm going to say they're not going to hold on. Or at least someone's going to score quickly here, if I had to guess.
And for the Crows' sake, you hope it's them. If they do go into another tied game, they haven't had the best track record for not getting scored on by Frost. But so far, they're holding on well. As this one heads to the net, I don't think anyone can get back, and Izichad will immediately tie it up for Frost.
Yeah, and this is expert placement from Izichad. I mean, look at this. He knows the defender's on the right, throws it all the way to the left, even bouncing off the post. Saint just couldn't get back in time, and we're tied up again, 4-4. This game, these goals, they just don't stop. 1:30 left, and well, once again, we'll guarantee ourselves at least another 9-goal game here between these two teams. We saw 7-2 in favor of Frost in the first one, and well, it'll at least be 5-4 in some capacity here as we're getting down to 1:20 remaining.
That turns out to be the average goals per game in this series. I don't know what I'll do with myself. As we are seeing another tied game here. Crows really want to gain the advantage, but they won't gain the advantage like that. That one's just going to roll past. A good beat out there, but you really feel like the defense should have been a bit more prepared.
Yeah, it looks like Parallax just got caught up a little bit, and not really sure where the third defender is. And maybe Parallax was the third defender, just got caught up a little bit too high, but you know, that one, someone's got to be back, got to be ready for that quick challenge again. Crows weren't this time, but a minute remaining here. Can they battle back here? Will Frost be putting in a dagger? This one pops up, but not going to go. Under a minute to play, the Crows got to find something.
They do indeed, and once again, that last goal felt like it highlighted the real issue, which is that a lot of these goals that Crows are conceding are very avoidable. I mean, they're just kind of not taking smart positions, and when they are in those positions, making the wrong decision. But this one is still comebackable. They're only 1 goal down, 30 seconds left, plenty of time to put one in the net. Let's see what they can do. This one out to the midfield. Parallax will get the clear, but no boost to follow it. He might try anyways. Actually leaves it for his teammate, and Trash Boat gets dunked out. This is going to be another goal for Frost, and now things are looking dire for the Crows.
Yeah, and that may just be the dagger there. Trash Boat, he had to get a good touch, but Izichad had just the dunk through and able to finish it off on the other end. 19 seconds remaining. The Crows need a miracle, need 2 goals. But again, I will not be surprised with how this game is going if they can pull it off somehow.
I would not be surprised either, but I would be impressed. The Crows can bounce back. They need one quickly here. Need to give themselves at least 1 second on their clock. It still won't be easy, even if they get that. But Frost taking control here. It looks like they'll be able to play out the rest of the time, and indeed they will, as Icarus looking for one more. That one's actually on target, but it will bounce before it crests the goal line. And we get another Frost victory, going up 2-0 in the series, and looking poised to take it entirely.
Yeah, they are impressing merely. I mean, 7 goals in the first game, 6 goals in this one. These guys combined are averaging 9.5 goals per game between the two teams. I mean, that's just absurd right now out here in the Novice League. And I mean, just an impressive performance. I mean, Saint had 4 goals on the other end. Sky Newbie had 4 goals, but Izichad the 2 crucial ones to give his team the lead there. And you know, as we head in this one, you have to wonder, Miriam. You have to wonder: are we gonna see 9 more goals? Are we see 10 goals? Hey, you know what? 9, 10. How about we see 11 in this game, just because? And you know, who knows what will happen?
Yeah, that's what I was going to predict. We got 9, 10. We got to get up to 11. Bring it up to a 10 goal per game average. I don't think any series has ever beat that. But we'll have to see. This one can live up. In 2 games, these teams have already scored a combined total of more games than I'm pretty sure are scored, or more goals than are scored in the average Rocket League series.
Yeah.
But they are not showing any signs of slowing down. Now it's on the Crows to try and bounce back here. They're facing a reverse sweep. They have to try to start out strong, and that's not how you want to start out. Sky Newbie gonna nail this shot, but it was once again on a completely open net.
Yeah, this one again. It didn't start early. It just 9 seconds in early. I mean, the Crows a little bit of a mistake here on the rotation, and you know, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised anymore with this series. Just 9 seconds in and goal. You know, we'll probably get 9 more seconds and see another goal just because.
Yeah, this series looks more like a montage at this point with how often the goals are just flying in. That one nearly a goal for the Crows, but they can't quite find the back of the net. Trash Boat trying to still get there. He might be able to if this is a miss. He gets the pre-flip and he finishes it out. Another goal going in already, this time for the Crows.
Oh my god, so what is that pitch by Trash Mode and then just a miss and the pre-flip onto it? You know, I don't even know if it's a pre-flip. He just flipped into it and hit it in. And another game, another 27 seconds, 2 goals. And these guys really, I bet if we, ask these guys, do you used to know what defense is? They're going to be like, what the heck is a defense? Because it is not to be found.
Oh, no.
Isa Chad putting it in, and another goal goes at the back of the net. 3 goals, 39 seconds. We are on another just savage pace.
Yeah, defense, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about when you say defense. Is that like a DLC or something? Because I don't pay for anything in games.
No, I don't know.
If that's a concept, then I don't want anything to do with it. At least that's how I imagine these guards are right now, as that shot could have been a goal for the Crows, but they won't manage to get on target. Still plenty of time left in this one. Crows just have to try to find something quickly, and they can't keep getting scored on every 15 seconds.
It's not sustainable here, and I don't know. Maybe these goals for us are sustainable. I mean, just keep shooting. Just keep shooting at the net. It's really. I think every game in this series we've gotten to a minute in, and there's been 4 goals at least. And oh no way! Okay, I thought that ball was about to go in off the kickoff. I would have been surprised, but as you said before, I would have been impressed because it's just the scoring. It just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. And Frost, they are holding on to their lead here. Oh my goodness, that was almost a goal. This series so chaotic, and Crows, they gotta find a way to, I guess, stop the bleeding or start some bleeding of their own. It's their only hope. The score's just been running up, and maybe it's not the way for them. Maybe they need to be the ones to try to slow things down and stop the scoring.
Yeah, I think that if there is any one thing that they should focus on, it should be that, as another one comes through, and the goal line defense can't quite get it done. Frost, once again, taking a commanding lead.
And really, we're looking for it. We got 5 goals combined. We need 6 more to get that 11 that you're hoping for here, so we can get the 9, 10, 11 goal games in back to back to back. But yeah, really, Frost, they are just kind of running away with this one again. It's just this offense. I don't know if they've been doing this in the other games merely, but this might be one of the most high-scoring offenses we've ever seen. If this is the case here.
If they can keep this up, I mean, we have been poking a little bit of fun at the defense, but in all fairness, the offense hasn't been bad. And Parallax showing us there gets a nice shot on net, puts it out of reach of the defender, and they will climb back a little bit.
They do battle back here, and that's a good sign here. They have been able to score, at least close enough to keep things in contention. That's a huge goal, and I mean, who knows? They were kept it close in the last one. It was a high-scoring affair, and we'll see if they can keep the offense going, or is that Chad putting another one in? This series is unreal. I've never seen anything like this.
I mean, we hardly even have a chance to talk. Goals are flying in so fast. I mean, I can't even keep up with this at this point. By the time we look at one goal, another one's flying in the back of the net. We're already at 7 goals in Game 3, and we're only 2 minutes through. I mean, I hardly know what to say at this point. This is unprecedented, as Parallax trying to get this one over the top. But the Crows not able to put out the same type of numbers that Frost has. They have to switch that around. I mean, you can't even try to slow it down anymore. If you're the Crows, you have to try to break through. You have to try to get these goals, or else this series will be over. And Frost hasn't been allowing them to do just that. Is it Chad coming through here? Looking to put even another one onto Frost. Sky Newbie trying to get this one center as well. That one taken away. And as this ball lingers in the midfield, Crows will be able to take control. Parallax looking for the touch. He can't quite find it. I like the ambition, but it was just a little bit too far away from him. At the end of the day, as things have finally slowed down here, it's almost been a whole minute without a goal, Rocker, man. I mean, do the Crows have it in them to bring this one back?
No, merely, it seems cursed that we haven't had a goal in the last minute with the way this series has gone. I'm sure we might get one here. Is a Chad. He's waiting out, looking for another shot, and a bump comes through. But yeah, the Crows, they need to get going, and They want a chance. They're gonna need 3 goals, and they're gonna have to make it 4. As Icarus puts one into the back of the net. It's 8 total here. The Frost team has put in 6 in this game number 3, looking for this sweep.
And I mean, if you're on Frost, you're not even fighting with the other members of the league for Player of the Week next week. You're just fighting. You're just fighting your teammates for Player of the Week. I know Sky Newbie already has 3 goals in this game. Chad is well over 6 or 7 goals in the entire series. This is some ridiculous numbers they're putting up. And with a 6-2 advantage now, I mean, things are looking real difficult for the Crows. They're going to have to pull out one of the most incredibly resilient performances if they really want to come back here. But with that said, it's not over quite yet. They still have a little bit of time left. Icarus not able to get the touch there. I knew we will follow it up.
What is happening?
Can't get that touch. Demo's coming out all around the board. Parallax picks up a savior medal. He has been getting saves throughout the series, but the pressure has just been relentless. Now an open net. Actually, Chad was back, but that one not going to come to anything fruitful for the Crows. 50 seconds left, and they still need 4 goals. If there were any other series, I would say it was impossible. For the Crows, I think they just need to turn the tide. Sky Newbie gets dunked out. This one high over the backboard. It's awkward for Icarus, but he does manage to make the touch. It's an incredible touch to keep out what remains of the offense of the Crows. So they will be sent back once again. With 30 seconds left, it doesn't look like the Crows are going to have it in them to make a comeback.
Oh my goodness.
Icarus will be able to send us out.
The demos.
That one going to go off the backboard. The demo's coming out. Actually, I can't wait to see the totals at the end because this is going to be insane. Now Parallax with an opportunity, but he can't get anything going. 10 seconds left. I think we are good to call it there, Rocker Man. I mean, I'm just shocked by what this series had in store for us.
I could not believe what I just witnessed. Probably some of the most goals we've seen in a series on stream ever, especially in a 3-game series here with a sweep. And oh my, yep. Why not? Why not put 1 more? That is the definition of this series here. Just when you think it's done nearly, we said it's done. There's no more goals. Why not put 1 more in for their road? 7-2 final here. Frost gets the sweep. They, what is that, really? They put 7, 7, and 6. Is that 20 goals? 20 goals in 3 games? That's insane. That's insane. And holy cow, 14 demos on the board from Frost as well. So they not only they score 20 goals in 3 games here, but they find 14 demos in the last game just because. And my goodness, what a performance!
Oh, I mean, I'm just speechless. That was the average goals per game combined was a little bit over 9. We had a 9-goal game, 10-goal game, 9-goal. I've never seen anything like that.
That's insane.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Frost popping off once again. Credit to Frost for having just a suffocating offense. The Crows were able to get out, but even when they were, the Frost did a really good job of holding them down, not letting them get anything. And when Frost was on offense, I mean, they were just unstoppable.
I mean, really, they were. And I mean, the Crows, they put in a good bit of offense, especially in that second game. But I mean, Frost, when they had it going, like you said, it was just too much to handle. And man, they really did that. They really did that there. So shout out to them and congratulations on taking the sweep and blowing me and Merle's minds. I mean, it's not often that we get to cast a game and we just can't believe what we witnessed. I mean, that doesn't happen too much. I mean, we've casted so many Rocket League matches in Nemesis that, to see something like that where these guys just put in goal after goal, I mean, that's impressive.
I mean, it was truly special. Now that I have a chance to breathe, trying to process what I just saw, maybe I'll go meditate or something, because that was a lot to take in one sitting. But with that said, not as close and intense of a series necessarily as the second one we witnessed, but definitely just as exciting in its own right. And I'm still glad we got to bear witness to that. If you're the Crows, I don't think you guys were even playing that terribly at all. It was just a numbers game, and Frost was putting them on the board. But I see bright things in the Crows' future. They keep climbing, keep playing together. And obviously for Frost, I mean, I'm going to be keeping an eye on them as well.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. We got to keep an eye on them for sure going forward. But Yeah, I want to do one more thing before I normally will let you wrap up the stream. We got something a little bit special now that we've added these premium memberships to the Discord. Which, if you guys haven't seen, go check them out at the top of the Discord. It's a lot like Patreon. If you guys want to support Nemesis, you guys can go subscribe in the Discord. You get a lot of cool perks, including seeing some channels, some behind the scenes, potentially getting to listen in on even some management meetings sometimes. So there's a lot of cool things with the Discord premium memberships that you guys can support us with. So before we end the stream, we'll get some people. We got a little cool screen to thank our premium subscribers, and I got to thank a couple of them by name. Shout out to Chunklight and Velatech for the Challenger subscription, and shout out to Sodak, Rogue, Rilo, Owen, Crippist, and Chillin for supporting us with a Titan subscription. It means a lot to you guys to support us, and appreciate everyone else who subscribed. I knew there's a couple people subscribed as well. Blessed Live, we already thanked them, and Balthier for the subs tonight. So appreciate you guys, and yeah, we'll let you guys check out this screen. But we'll be back on Wednesday for some more Nemesis action. It should be wild again. I mean, I don't know if we can live up to that game with the craziness that happened early, but we should get some exciting games on a Wednesday. So make sure you guys stick around for that. Follow the channel if you haven't already. But that's gonna wrap it up for us tonight. So thank you all for watching, and we will talk to you guys later.
Peace.
Walking on the moon. One moment to escape. You're walking on the moon. Never been. Dance again. All our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel when you take me to some levels that I've never been.